Bienvenidos toda la gente a este programa. I am your host, Francisco Frank Garcia, el segundo. For those who don't speak Spanish, that means welcome to our program. I'm your host, Francisco Frank Garcia, the second. And this is the first in a series of special presentations by the Original Historical Music Society of Detroit. We're presenting our first Detroit Music Historians Forum. And with me are two of Detroit's greatest music historians. To my right, which may be your left, is Mr. Jerry Johnson. And in the center, we have Mr. Arnold, Lonnie, Apple. Welcome to the program, fellas.
Thank you.
What we like to do is inform the audience about some of the history of the entertainers and what some of the places that we frequented in our era back in the 60s and the 50s was like. Places like the Flame Show Bar and the 20 Grand and Mr. Kelly's Lounge and the Chit Chat Lounge and the Webwood Inn and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Jerry, what's some of your fondest memories?
Oh, the Phelps Lounge.
Oh, yeah. You didn't forget Eddie Phelps.
My music go back to Senator Bristol O'Brien. He used to send me to school every morning.
No kidding. Yeah.
My awareness of great music probably peaked in 1959 when I moved to the West Side and was introduced to White's Records.
14th and Ferry Park.
Right. And then along that time, Berry Gordy was getting Motown started. And I had the opportunity of seeing some of the stars as they came in and out of the Motown. Some of them even went to school with me in Northwestern.
Who's some of the people who went to school with you?
Thea Barnes, J.J. Barnes, Manuel Lasky, Mary Wells, Carolyn Franklin. That's just to name a few. We had some really talented people there. Oh, I can't forget Doris Edwards. She's a very good singer.
Better known as Dee Edwards.
Dee Edwards, mm-hmm. Right. She's a very good singer and a personal friend of mine. And I really enjoyed them. We sung in choir numerous times at Northwestern and partied with them quite often in house parties.
Oh, yeah.
20 Grand, Greystone, Motown reviews. That'll pretty much cover it.
Do you know how many people all over the world would like to be in our shoes to have experienced this? You know, the market in Europe is so big that for a used piece of toilet paper by any one of these people would go for £1,000 or more on the open market. And just think, we were blessed enough to actually experience and witness all of this firsthand. Lonnie Apple, tell us about some of your memories. Because I know you were telling me about a few people you went to school with who's been associated with us, certain artists.
Yes, I had the opportunity to attend Pershing High School here in the city of Detroit with Geno Washington here in the city of Detroit. That was a very fun time with Geno and I, going through grade school, junior high school, and our tenure at Pershing High School. He and I both sang in the choir at Pershing. Some of my experience here in the city of Detroit, as far as the music is concerned, is I worked at the 20 Grand at one time, and 64, 65, 66. And that was a fun time. I experienced a great deal of Motown, Marvin Gaye, Temptations, Supremes. Great deal of talent here in the city of Detroit that I had an opportunity to experience. Phelps Lounge. I was a little bit too young to deal with the Flame, but I had heard of the Flame.
Yeah, right.
And Mr. Kelly's. The city was really wide open in the late 50s, early 60s.
What did you do what kind of work did you do at the 20 Grand?
20 Grand, I was employed as a floor man, or in layman's term, a bouncer.
How old were you then?
I was about my mid mid-20s at the time when I was
still a young fella.
Somewhat young.
Yeah.
But you were talking about the experiences worldwide during my military career as far as overseas is concerned. You're quite correct with regards to the vintage of music that occurred here in the city of Detroit and how it transcends the world, so to speak. I had a great opportunity to intermingle with the entertainment world in Europe with some of my experiences that I encountered here in the city of Detroit. And then when the musicians would travel to Europe, I would had an opportunity to get with them. And I had an opportunity to meet Jimmy Smith when he came to Europe at one time, and a very pleasurable individual. But here in the city of Detroit has given me an opportunity to experience music and to be involved with the music industry, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
You know, you mentioned Geno Washington. Geno was very instrumental in my own personal career as an entertainer in the early to mid-'70s, along with Popcorn Wiley and the late Jim Lewis, who was a senior agent from the Federation of Musicians. These three individuals were more responsible for showing me the business and what traps to stay out of and how to approach certain situations in a business-like manner that have stayed with me today. And I was recently reunited with Geno a few days ago, and Geno has consented to appear on our program. And we'll also be doing a showcase on him, as well as he's agreed to host a couple of the programs. So we can look forward to seeing Geno sometime in the close future, along with a few other luminaries. Now, another guy you went to school with, Melvin Davis, right?
Yes, I had an opportunity to attend public school with Melvin Davis. Funny thing about Melvin was a very tall individual, and the guys that I hung around with at that time were very athletic. And we tried to get Melvin to run with us and play ball with us, basketball and baseball and football. But Melvin wanted to be a musician, always wanted to be a musician. And he spent a great deal of time in that arena, and it paid off for him. He's an excellent singer, entertainer, composer.
Yes, he is.
And he was also a very good athlete. The time that he spent as far as playing basketball for Pershing and playing with us as youngsters, he did quite well. But he aspired very well in the field of entertainment.
Speaking of entertainment, you went to school with Emmanuel Lasky, right, Jerry?
That is correct.
What are some of your finest memories of Emmanuel?
Well, we had an opportunity to hear him sing in the hallways of Northwestern. In fact, I used to, him and I walked down 14th Street to the 20 Grand when he appeared there on numerous occasions. And I considered him a good friend.
As well as a great entertainer.
Right.
Let's give the audience the benefit of Emmanuel Lasky's ability to entertain by joining us as we watch Emmanuel Lasky perform one of his greatest hits entitled I'm a Peace-Loving Man, which has currently been re-released on the Thelma Record Story CD, Volume 1. Without further ado, here's singing I'm a Peace-Loving Man, Mr. Emmanuel Lasky.